Welcome back to my guide to Netlimiting in Destiny. Today we're going to be using the limiter that we set up in the last video, so if you don't have something that looks like this, check out the previous video, linked in the description. This video will cover a few different topics. One will be how to avoid error codes by buffering your limit. The other will be 3 ways to do damage with the net limiter. First, this clip of Callie shows 2 different concepts. First, as I Chaos Reach Callie, I limit 3074 upload as soon as she starts taking damage. Keeping this limit on will cause Callie to take tick damage from Chaos Reach infinitely until she dies. This works with all tick damage, such as Thunder Crash, Wither Horde, and Anarchy. But if we were just to let this sit here and do nothing, we would get error code arugula because the game thinks that we lost connection. So what we do instead, to not have that happen, is buffer the limit on and off every 8 to 9-ish seconds. When you see me crouch, I'm holding Control for the hotkey and rapidly double tapping 7, as that's my hotkey for 3074 upload. On our screen, the health bar is not moving, but the damage will appear in real time for other people on our team. While we wait for Callie to die, I want to stress the importance of buffering the limit during these periods when we're keeping it on for a long time. You need to be turning it off and on quickly every 8 or 9 seconds. If you don't do this, you will get an error code. If you do this too much, or if you leave it off too long before turning it back on, the tick damage might stop counting. After we see the loot drop, we turn off the limit and we're done. If within the next minute or so you still get error code arugula, that means you didn't buffer enough. Also, this damage does show up on a wipe screen or final damage. Next, I'll show you how to damage bosses before DPS starts. This doesn't work on all bosses, but it's still a good technique to know. It does require a teammate to revive you, so it can't be done solo. First, I'll track the cannon Tanix, then I'll Thunder Crash him and limit 3074 download as it hits. You should see immune markers popping up, but I have HUD off in the video so I don't have to manually censor names. With 3074 still on, kill yourself and have a teammate revive you. After they res, you'll still be a ghost, so buffer once and wait around 3 seconds to see if you revive. If you don't, buffer, off and on, quickly again. Once you're alive, you'll see damage numbers on the boss just like you saw in the last clip. Just like Callie, if you plan on keeping this on for more than 10 to 15 seconds, make sure you buffer every 9-ish seconds. When you unlimit, you'll see the health bar suddenly chunk down. This pre-damage will not appear on the wipe screen. The last section for this video is 4th Horseman Damage. This requires 4th Horseman, a slug shotgun, and for this method, a teammate to update the damage. Start on 4th Horseman, then limit 7.5k download. After 4 to 5 seconds, swap to your slug shotgun. If you did this correctly, you'll still be holding 4th Horseman. In this clip, I'm also using 3074 to take Crota's shield down in one sword, but this has nothing to do with Horseman damage and will be discussed in a later video. You only need to use the 7.5k rule when doing Horseman. This next part is very important. For your 4th Horseman to do bulk to damage, you need to have a non-limiting teammate update the boss's health by shooting a high RPM or tick weapon at the boss. Divinity is by far the best option for this, as the trace rifle shots give a great damage update and it also creates a crit spot for you to hit with Horseman. This combo will absolutely melt bosses' health down in chunks, and it is very obvious, especially on the low health bosses like Templar. After you dump all of your 4th Horseman ammo, hopefully with a reload assisting exotic like Rain of Fire or Radiant Dance Machines, turn off the 7.5k limit. After a second or two, your slug shotgun will appear in your hand. You can't see Crota's health go down in this clip because the HUD is off, however you will see at the end how much damage Horseman did. The extra damage from this will not show up on the wipe or final damage screen, so if you shoot 20 shots of limited Horseman, the damage will show up as what 20 shots of normal Horseman would. Crota has the most HP of any boss in the game, 23 million, and we can see from the final damage screen that roughly 7.3 million damage is missing, meaning that all of it came from Horseman. This could have been higher if I didn't shoot a mag before the div started also. Learning these 3 methods in the video will cover almost everything you might want to do with net limiter assisted damage. The most important thing to remember is to buffer when holding a 3074 limit for an extended period of time so that you don't get error coded. If you have any questions about anything in the video, leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to help you figure it out. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.